On Saturday night, the Chicago Cubs on primetime television in front of the whole world provided an ass kicking for the ages for the St. Louis Cardinals. And we get great news and update on a returning star for the Chicago Cubs. Let's talk about it. Finally, the Chicago Cubs get a W, another W. I've been thirsty, starving, fiending for a W. And every single time the Chicago Cubs get a W, you already know what first thing we do on this show. We fly the W right here on Chicago Cubs Central. Every single time the Chicago Cubs get a W. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Mike Jones. Remember, this is Chicago Cubs Central. What does that mean? That means this is your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. I also want you to know that you can join in, be a part of the C3 fam. That's right, the Chicago Cubs Central family. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button. If you are watching on Spotify or on Apple, leave a 5-star review. And just let everybody know that this is one of your favorites to watch when it comes to talking about Chicago Cubs baseball. You can also help out the pod by liking this episode. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribing to this episode. And yeah, just enjoying the content, joining in the conversation with everybody else. And Jay, like I've been telling you guys, football season is around the corner. The Chicago Bears play Sunday at noon. And then, of course, 3 months down the road, the Chicago Bulls and Blackhawks will start back up too. We got you covered over here on Central, baby. We got everything. All you got to do is type in your favorite team name, type in Central after that, and we got you, baby. That's right. All right, so from there, the Chicago Cubs bats finally wake up. We've been talking about it. I pegged this series as a bounce back series for the Chicago Cubs. I pegged this series as an opportunity for the Cubs to do something unheard of. Well, not necessarily unheard of, but to do something that needed to do. And that's win a baseball game handily. The Chicago Cubs, last time they went against Palante, kicked his ass, and they did the same today. Michael Busch owns Busch Stadium. That's right. He is a part of the Busch family. He is a part of the Anheuser-Busch family. He has to be because he owns Busch Stadium. And every single time he comes there, guess what he does? That's right. He rakes. And today was nonetheless. So it was great. The Chicago Cubs jumped all over this team to start the game. That's right. Michael Busch doubling to start the game. And then after that, Kyle Tucker hitting a single to score that RBI to give Kyle Tucker another RBI. Then Carson Kelly singled to right and scored Kyle Tucker on a throwing error by the right fielder Walker. Kelly got to second off of that. Then in the second, Michael Busch basically put the game out of reach from here. Michael Busch homered to right, 374 feet. Dansby Swanson scored. Matt Shaw scored off of that. Then also in the same inning, Carson Kelly singled to right, and Seiya Suzuki scored off of that. Shaw tripled to left, and Swanson scored off of that. Then Happ singled to right. Tucker scored. Kelly went to second off of that. And then in the fifth inning, Matt Shaw got another home run. That's right, another home run. And then, of course, Burleson grounded out to first, and that scored Newt Bar. That's the only run that the Cardinals got in this game. So the stats for this game: Michael Busch went 2 for 5 with 2 runs and a home run. Seiya Suzuki went 1 for 4 from the DH position. He scored a run. Kyle Tucker went 1 for 4 in this game. He scored 2 runs, and he also got an RBI in this game. Carson Kelly went 3 for 4 in this game and got 1 RBI. Pete Crow Armstrong went 0 for 5 in this game. His batting average has dropped to 258. Ian Happ went 1 for 4 in this game. Nico Horner went 0 for 4 in this game. Dansby Swanson, beautiful sight to see, went 3 for 4 in this game. And Matt Shaw went 2 for 3 and took a walk in this game. He scored 2 runs, got a home run, and scored 2 RBIs. So, yeah, no, I mean, the Chicago Cubs, basically all around, you like to see Dansby Swanson and Matt Shaw making things easier and lighter for that top of the order where if they're hitting towards the back, that turns over the lineup and guys in scoring position will open up for Matt Shaw, Seiya Suzuki. I'm sorry, for Michael Busch, Seiya Suzuki, and Kyle Tucker to do damage. Kyle Tucker's still not looking the best. PCA is still laboring out there, struggling really, really hard. Um, I mean, I really don't know what else to say. I mean, like I said, I feel for the young man because I know in his head, he's looking and watching all of his teammates, have all the fun doing all the hitting, and he's just not able to get in there and get the hit. And for a guy that's become accustomed this season so far to being one of the big major players, not only on the Cubs but in all of Major League Baseball, for PCA, this has got to be tough. Got to be tough. So it's unfortunate for him, and we feel for him. But PCA also has to understand that this is a process. And again, this is a team sport. He will get out of this funk. Say Suzuki and Kyle Tucker will get out of their funk that they're in. It's just a matter of time before they begin to hit again. So Say Suzuki's batting average right now is 251. Kyle Tucker's 272. And PCA is 258. Um, Again, I think that these guys are just hitting into some bad luck right now. It was great to see Kyle Tucker, Seiya Suzuki, and Michael Busch all look better in this game and all get base hits in this game. Um, but again, hats off to I really have two players that I would say are your pick to perform players of the game. We got to give it to Michael Busch, 2 for 5, 2 runs, a home run, and 3 RBIs. And we got to give it to Matty Shaw. Matt Shaw has went through a lot this season. This being his first big major league season where he's expected to play third base. Defensively, he has done more than we could have asked for. And then offensively, he is starting to pick up the pace here. And I know a lot of people have had a lot of negative things to say about Matt Shaw. Comment below, what are your thoughts on Matt Shaw and his play post All-Star break? But I know a lot of people have had a lot of bad things to say about Matt Shaw, and that we should have traded somebody else. We should have traded Matt Shaw instead of Cam Smith, because at the beginning of the season, Cam Smith was raking for the Houston Astros, and Matt Shaw was struggling. Well, the tables have turned. Matt Shaw, since the All-Star break, has hit 5 home runs. He has 11 runs scored. He also has a triple. He has some doubles, and his batting average is climbing. Meanwhile, Cam Smith has been struggling post All-Star break. Again, the baseball it's a hot and cold game. You can't base a trade off of what someone is doing in that moment. You have to look at the whole outset at the end of the year, and maybe not even then would you be able to fully tell what went down in the trades, or if you won or lost the trades. I mean, Cam Smith is a guy. I do think he'll end up turning into a guy for the Houston Astros. But the Chicago Cubs have Kyle Tucker. Chicago Cubs have Kyle Tucker. I want to remind you guys that, so don't lose sight of the fact that Kyle Tucker is a Chicago Cub as of right now. I don't know if he'll be one at the end of this season. But again, the Chicago Cubs do pick up this victory 9-1. They improved to 67-49. Unfortunately, they gain no ground on the Milwaukee Brewers, who again beat the New York Mets on Saturday night. It looked like the Mets had them dead to rights, and then one mistake leads to a run that ties the game, and then after that, William Contreras, almost said Wilson. We play Wilson. William Contreras knocks in a 2-run homer. It's a 7-4 game, and the Mets are literally scuffling. As bad as things look for the Chicago Cubs, at least Chicago Cubs pick up a game, a victory, or win a series. They may lose a game, but they'll pick up a series victory. Potentially, we'll see on Sunday. It's Sonny Gray versus Shota Imanaga, so we'll just have to see what happens with that. But for the Mets, they are just drowning right now. It is crazy to see what's happening in New York between both teams, not the Mets and the Yankees. I mean, Devin Williams, whom the Brewers traded to the Yankees as their closer, has been horrible. I don't know what to make of this season so far. All the teams that were powerhouses in the beginning of the season have all been struggling since July. The Yankees, the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Mets, all of them have been struggling. I mean, we might mess around and get a Seattle versus Milwaukee World Series this year. What type of crazy mess would that be? We'll just have to see what happens. San Diego, don't disregard San Diego either. San Diego I think, it's going to be major players. They got some real hitters over there in San Diego. So don't, and when it comes to the National League, and they made a lot of moves to try to get better. So like I said, just don't disregard San Diego. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But the Chicago Cubs do once again pick up another victory, do extend their lead in the wild card race. And yeah, man, that's the best we can hope for. Just keep winning games. You got to win the games in front of you. You got one more against the Cardinals, then you go up for 3 against the Toronto Blue Jays, which will be a fun series to watch. We like I said, we'll go up to Toronto for that one, so that'll be fun to watch. Hope you guys all tune in. I may try to do a watch along for one of those games. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, against the Toronto Blue Jays. So yeah, it'll be Tuesday on TBS, Wednesday, and then Thursday is a 2:07 game, and then we got the Pirates coming into Wrigley for 3, and then after that, it's the 5-game series set against the Brewers, and then we head off from there to Los Angeles to play the Angels for 3, and then we got the Giants for 3, and then we finish August against the Colorado Rockies. So we'll just have to see what happens. Man. But the Chicago Cubs are not out of winning the National League. They are not out of a wild card spot. So, like I said, all is well as of right now. So we just got to play who's in front of us and try to win as many games as possible. So, with that being said, the Chicago Cubs, we've talked often about the Chicago Cubs needing reinforcements. Well, those reinforcements also might come in the way of catcher/hitter Miguel Amaya, who is looking to play on Sunday in a game, if all goes well, in AAA. On Sunday, he will be flown to Toronto and potentially appear in the series against the Blue Jays. So we will welcome back Miguel Amaya. Is looking like as early as probably Tuesday or Wednesday for the series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Well, he'll probably get a start in one of those. Miguel Amaya has been out for a while, so hopefully he can come and also give Carson Kelly a rest, as well as we got to figure out what you want to do with Reese McGuire. More than likely, they'll probably send Reese McGuire back down to AAA. I mean, just because, like I said, he's been all right, but he hasn't been doing like he was earlier on in the year. So Reese McGuire will probably end up going back to AAA if I had to guess. But yeah, man, the Chicago Cubs pick up a victory, going to try to win the series against the Cardinals on Sunday. That game is also a 6:00 game. ESPN will have it. It's Sonny Gray matching up against Shota Imanaga, 2 aces on the mound for each team. Hopefully Shota Imanaga will have his stuff right. He does enjoy pitching in St. Louis, so hopefully he has his stuff together and the Cubs are able to dominate this matchup. We'll just have to see what happens. But that's all I got for you for today, folks. Appreciate each and every last one of you guys for tuning in. Remember to write me at Cubs email and my Cubs email at cubsbaseball1992@gmail.com. Or you can leave me a voicemail at 217-816-5498. Or you can leave a comment below and it will be featured or could be featured on the show. You need to comment, though, feature on the show if you want your comment to be featured on the show. That's the only way I'll know. Otherwise, if I think it's a really great question or something like that, I might put you on blast and put you on the show. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, guys. We reached over 1,000 subscribers. We are back over 1,000 subs. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all that tune in to the show. Thank you all that tune in daily to the show. Thank you all that catch up to the show. We reached over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are steadily climbing on Spotify and on Apple. My goal with this, y'all, I got really disheartened once the season started, and about a month into the season, I lost the channel due to something that totally wasn't my fault. So to get back over 1,000 subs and to have people tuning in and commenting and new people to commenting and subscribing on YouTube really means a lot to me. Also, the following on Apple and on Spotify, you guys mean the world to me too. Also, the ones that tune in every morning on X when these Debonese episodes come out, 7 o'clock sharp on X. Thank you all so much that tune in to these episodes. You guys do not know. It means the world to me that you guys watch this content, and that you guys comment and you subscribe and you like and you share. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. You guys are the reason why I do this. My love for the Cubs, but my love for each and every last one of you that rock with your boy. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. Until next time, go Cubs, go. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.